trying to conquer your goals, potentially business related. That's what this is about, nutrition and fitness coaching. I'm trying to start this business, no prior experience, and I was just like, you know what, I really want to help people, and I feel like I know, enough to help people, and I started doing it. I started trying to find people. It's been pretty hard. However, I do want to just bring up the discouragement part. So, if you actually think about it, learning is good. Learning from other people is good too. Potentially, you can learn from other people's mistakes. That will help you prevent making those same mistakes, if they kind of tell you how they solved the answer. So, it's like if I said, yo, man, I spent, hundreds and thousands of dollars on advertisements, and I got nothing. So what I did is this. And, they didn't really go into detail. You're like, what did he do? You don't tell us. So, but if you figure out these videos, these courses, you just pick up something that it might not even be related to nutrition and fitness coaching business or any endeavor that, you're currently focusing on, but you can potentially relate it. So that's what I do. I've been listening to the Marketing Podcast by Russell Brunson. That's just one of the many that I listen to. And I was just listening to these videos, or this podcast, and they're over here talking about, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it was so successful, and I did that. I'm like, dude, I would love to do that. I'm trying to do that. What the heck? Why can't it happen to me? And it's one of those things, for a moment there I felt like, man, this sucks. I'm way behind. And then I thought to myself, well, if somebody else is doing it, I could do it. You know what I mean? Sure, they might have had a little bit of luck. They might have had a little bit of different cards dealt to them. But at the end of the day, you can get a similar result as long as you potentially kind of follow in the same pattern, Like if you want to build a car and you find somebody who's building a car and they say, watch what I do what I do, and then you try it, you try it, even though you've never done it before, you might get a lot of it, but you might miss some critical things. And then that's when you can either go back to that guy and be like, yo, this is all I'm missing. Can you just help me with this? And potentially the guy's like, yeah, here you go. But then, there's a cop. Anyways, so the discouragement, there was times where I was feeling discouraged just because I really am trying my best. I've been at a standstill. I've been timeout. Pretty close. I got the postcards coming in the mail, and hopefully that's going to be my advertisement. All I need is a 1% conversion rate. A 1% conversion rate changed my life. So besides the point, another thing I want to mention is that I am becoming a personal trainer. I started this whole business thinking I could just get the results for the people, but I was trying to be certified so that way insurance could help the people, my future clients, pay for. So, for example, my girl, she's actually a partner in the business. She's doing women cycles, learning women and understanding the hormones and all that stuff. And plus, she's doing obese, specifically. I think it might be weight loss specifically for obese people, and then the general nutrition and fitness. So we got and then I'll be doing the regular fitness, of course, corrective exercise specialist, and then the bodybuilding, and also the nutrition. And it's just one of those things. So I was looking for clients without even actually knowing, or not without being certified. Now, that is probably not a good thing to do, but I've helped other people. I just never did it for this overall health and well-being. It's more than just losing weight. It's helping people regain their confidence, helping people prevent, the cardiovascular or chronic diseases that come along with being overweight. The aching, the joints, just everyday life, and make your life, and I was thinking about kind of doing something for kids and adults, older adults, like seniors. I think it'd be super cool. Not necessarily because, there's not a market for it, or I haven't seen a lot, you know what I mean? It's not one of those. I think it'd be super cool to help the youth and the older. I feel like there's already a lot of people that, can help anybody, really. But if I can specialize in older people and younger people, kids that, potentially like an after-school program where we do like speed, agility, quickness training, but also have, make it fun. It's not just bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? I'm sure. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I thought that would be pretty cool. Do like an after-school thing. If they're in sports, I don't know if elementary and middle school have sports. Like where they go school to school. I don't know. I know there's like PE divisions and minors, but I don't know if it goes school to school. If it's school to school, I'll probably be out of luck unless there's a few people that just want to do it for I guess physical education. But it's, you know what I mean, kind of, it's really targeting the parents, and then whatever. But yeah, dude. So I'm actually learning a lot as a personal I'm like 88% done with the course. This is all while working. I've actually had, I work in the oil field, so it's really kind of inconsistent. I've had slow moments. It's been a while since I did these long forms, but I'm telling you, I really want to start documenting more and more, just for the simple fact, like, I'm not going to say I'm in the mud with this nutrition and fitness coaching business, but I'm at ground zero, all right? I have the website, don't use it. I don't even advertise to you. I don't have any clients. I've had clients, but they were free clients, you know what I mean? But then I've learned that you don't want to do free. You want to have people that are willing to put skin in the game. Otherwise, there's no commitment, you know what I mean? Like, if someone's like, hey, come to my house, it's going to be $4,000, and you're going to help me out with that, but also I'll have steak. That steak probably is going to be the best steak of your life, especially if you just help someone, but he's going to be like, I just paid $4,000 to hang out with this guy or help this guy, $4,000, my gosh. But it's going to be a lot more meaning as to guys like, hey, I got a, free steak, or whatever. That was just a pretty bad example, an analogy, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty bad. But there's better examples, but you get my point. There's no skin. Like, if you invest something, let's say, hey, spend $1,000 and you do exactly what I said, then you will get your $5,000. Now, if you give somebody $1,000 and you don't do what they say to do, or if it's free, say you're gonna get $5,000, you're more than likely not gonna, either believe it, or you're not gonna try to. Off topic, not good. But anyways, yeah, I'm actually learning a lot. Which brings me to my next point, is that there's two things that I learned with the nutrition and fitness coaching business, or becoming a fitness instructor, trainer, personal trainer. It's through NASM, and if you thought that you have to know everything, right? You're like, man, I have to know it all in order to take the test and pass. Quite frankly, I believe that it's super easy. So I'm just reading through it. I'm taking notes, but there's a proctor exam, and then there is an open book exam. So you can basically take notes, and on top of that, you just take notes and you just do your course or the test, and you have an open book. You have 3 tries to do it, and then you can buy test after that. You can do the proctor exam, which that one, if you're trying to become a personal trainer at a gym, which me personally, I'm trying to avoid that route, just because I feel like if I can find clients, I don't need to go to a box gym. There is no need. If I can train clients online, I really, really, really don't need to. Whether I can give them resistant bands and they that type of resistance training, and then have like at-home workouts. It's very doable to lose weight and hypertrophy plus also stabilization, balance, all that. You can do it at your house 100%. So yeah, dude, if you're thinking about becoming a personal trainer, dude, I say do it. And it's very easy. You don't have to know everything. It's an open book test. If you want to go to a gym, it might be a little bit harder, but there's a lot of test questions. Like each section, each lesson, they have questions. The lessons, they are questions that are not changed. They are the same questions for each lesson. But when you do a chapter review, then they'll have 10 questions, but you can repeat the questions, repeat the quiz, repeat it, and every quiz you'll probably get 2, maybe 3 different new ones until you don't. But you can keep taking it, retaking it, and they'll just keep auto-populating different questions. So that's cool. I am hoping, which I think would be super cool, because I'm doing my best to understand it, but I also, today, I worked a 12-hour day, and so then I'm going to try and get there and try to, maybe get an hour in. I might not learn a lot or retain a lot, so if I feel as if it's a subject that's going to be hard to retain, such as anything with numbers, reps, something that I'm like, oh man, I have to remember it, I'll probably just read through it, take the quiz, as many times as I possibly feel like it, and then once I've just I can't focus, it might be 30 minutes, it might be 45 minutes, it might be an hour, I don't know, but then I will wake up, very early, before I have to work, and before all that stuff, and I will basically go to all the questions I got wrong, write them down on an index card, and then I'll retake the test until I get 90 to 100%. And it's pretty awesome, because I feel like if the test is similar to the questions on the practice, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be cakewalk, easy peasy. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but if it does happen, I'm definitely gonna have to, drop I might just make an app, which I think would be super cool. If only if the questions are very similar, like the practice questions are similar to the test questions, because I have my CDL class A, so there's a lot of questions. I got my endorsements, tankers, blah blah blah. But there's a lot of questions, a lot of them. You know what I mean? Probably 100 questions, all the endorsements. So there's an app where you basically answer all these questions. There's 250 questions, right? And you just answer them. If you get it wrong, it tells you exactly where it's at. And so you can reference it, or you can basically read the context, oh, okay, that makes sense why this is that. So if I take this test and it happens to be very similar, I am definitely going to create an app for people who want to be personal trainers, and it's going to have all those questions, but it's not just going to have the answers, it's going to have the reference, hey, it's in section, or chapter 4, section, or lesson 2, and it'll tell you the context, the pre-context, the after, you know what I mean? It'll make it all make sense, where you're just oh yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for, because honestly, it'd be pretty cool, because if there's let's just say 20 million more personal trainers in the world, I promise you that the chronic diseases will be shrinked, because everyone's going to be helping everybody. It might be for some money, but at the end of the day, it's not and the market might end up making, let's say there's 5 million, there's going to be less demand, therefore you can charge less per session or per month, however you want to do it. I'm charging per month, but oh shoot, what is this? Wisconsin maple syrup for sale. Man, I was hoping that it was a dog or something, like a puppy. I want to buy a puppy. I have a dog, he's about 2 years old. They dropped him off on the side of the road, and so one of my friends found it. It's hey, you want a dog? I texted my girl, hey, should we get a dog? And she's like, yeah, get a dog, without a question. And so we got a dog. But with work and stuff, he has anxiety attacks, dude. It's crazy. We're about to leave and he just starts shaking, we're getting our boots on or our shoes on. You can just tell he's oh my gosh, they're leaving forever. process, such as, just my everyday life, and just, to document the story of, more of just being able also to get better with my communication. I got to work on my ums and work on my uhs. So the more I do this, the better it's going to be. So if you don't like it, well, it is what it is. I'm working on it. One day, I'll be able to update my thumbnails, update my titles, my descriptions, and make it way more professional. Right now, it's raw. This is going to be unedited. I kind of like it that way. Just because if I waited until, I got all the editing done, I wouldn't have time. It would never get done. Same thing with the personal training. This account, it sucks because at this account, as becoming a personal trainer, I'm learning some stuff, and I was like, I want to document the stuff. Like, here are the exercises to help stabilization. Here are all the exercises for balance. If you're an old person, balance and stabilization is what you kind of want. Do this exercise, and it'll help you or build confidence, and you potentially can help prevent falls. And younger people, if you have kids and they want to play sports, try these exercises, as they are known to prevent injury prevention, stuff like that. But then it's like, this channel is specifically for nutrition and fitness coaching businesses or trainers who want to do that. That's the issue I'm having. I don't even want to create a whole nother YouTube, so this might be all in one, and a lot of people might hate it, a lot of people might like it, but my goal of this channel is to provide golden nuggets. Whether it's fitness, like, do this exercise for your triceps rather than doing this if you have elbow pain. It's pretty valuable. If you're thinking about working out, whatever. So it might be valuable to some, and it might be just a whole bunch of random stuff for others. However, it's not for everyone, and that's all I have today. I have to get used to, doing the long form. Even if I have nothing to say, I might have to repeat myself. But if I repeat myself, I'm going to get better with my communication. And the communication with clients, better. I just got to work on my uhs, my ums. So if I can figure out in my head, while I'm talking, and I'm like, I'll just take a pause rather than saying, I'll just say, yeah, I believe, something like that. So whatever. To my subscribers that I have right now, if you're still here, hey, thanks.